And what's nice is that it takes the emotion out of it, and then you can go back and like look and you've got your
Yeah, I mean, I think he's still. I was telling Ian about Frederick Bonville, who just lived around the corner from us.
Yeah, I remember.
And so Frederick, I think, did a very kind of business approach to it, and I think he did a nice job with it.
He did it, okay.
And so yeah, he definitely worth. I don't think the contractors liked it. It really was something that they weren't used to. They were used to more like
free
food
flow.
out
Yeah.
clients like us, but I think this was the right approach in terms of controlling the costs.
Did he service it? Yeah.
General contractor? Yeah. So I mean, we used a guy who did a project around the corner from us, and I spoke to them, and they really liked him. I liked him. He was Canadian. He was a really nice guy. His back office was really disorganized, which was something I didn't realize, obviously.
Yeah.
And I didn't do. My biggest mistake was not having as good a control of the costs of the project.
Go, Shane! Go, Ava!
Where is she?
That's her right in front.
Gosh, she's fast.
But what's crazy is that in one video,
Again, Ava!
Who's offside?
Oh.
one bar.
Play that one more. Be careful back there, all right? It's all right. I love the fact that we're doing this. Good job. We're learning. It's all right. We're learning. You guys got to want it, too.
Come on, go to goal, girl. Go to goal.
Take your time, PJ. Take your time. Just quick.
Go, Celeste.
That first pass out of their end is something that.
Ooh. Yeah, Ava's still got a little bit of an ankle thingy.
Yeah, she's about.
Yeah. She's swollen.
I was telling Monique she's got about 80% of her speed. She's
Yeah.
pretty good, but
They say it takes what, almost a year to get her fully back?
well, I think it's that non-use for that whole 2 or 3 months of not using it.
Remember, Christian carried his leg for a good 9, 12 months.
Come on, Sadie.
Yeah, so it was like took me off the middle.
Be there, Hannah. Be there, Hannah. Follow it up.
You gotta do something about that. She wanted to be Napa until her brothers were like, "Give it." She won't be when she's a little skinny.
Oh, shoot.
Again, Ava. Hey, take it, Naya.
So you got a fixed bid, and it was your change. Is that then they?
Well, we got a bid, but so this is what happened is that we got this bid, but then they literally tore our house down, right?
Okay.
The demolition phase.
Yeah.
And then that was a month into it. 2 weeks after that point where basically there's nothing
There's
left.
a shell of your
He
house.
says, Julian says, now when we need to meet, I go, okay. And so we need to meet about the fact that, they made a mistake in the budget and the budget is, going to be 20% more. And so I'm like, okay. So let's.
But what was the rationale? Did they try to tell you it's because they didn't realize when they
Miscalculation of this, the foundation work. There was some legitimate foundation work that was not anticipated.
Okay.
So let's say half of that was unanticipated that was going to affect it.
Yeah.
And but the other parts of it were, so what I didn't do a good job of was defining in the contractual process what would happen in that event.
Okay.
Okay, so what would happen if they, a change is required based nothing to, like if you decide you're going to add some
Won't they
fancy
always
thing.
say though there was something unforeseen?
No, I mean you can. The biggest thing that was unforeseen is it depends again on the amount of work that you do. But if in our case we didn't, one of the mistakes I made was I didn't get a foundation. There was a structural engineer involved, but we didn't have a detailed foundational assessment done.
Okay.
And that was something that.
And they told you your foundation could be saved or could work or.
They explained it all to me, and it made sense to me.
Watch your offside, Sadie, watch your offside!
It was an issue of they had to go down an extra foot in depth, and that went below the existing foundation, and they would have had to reinforce it.
Okay.
And then, so anyway, there are truly things I think that are unforeseen that will increase your costs, and most people tell you to budget on a 25% cost overrun. And but I think part of it is also their inherent, as I was telling you, revenue extraction process.
So when we did the renovation last time, which was very different, we didn't have to do foundation work, we didn't have to. It was about, when we did it, maybe $650,000. It was a fight the whole time.
Right. Well, you've already been through it, so like I said,
but
we were
this
completely
is
inexperienced, so.
We've been through it, and the guy cried a few times. But,
She made it right.
Well done, Elma.
Yeah, the other thing is depending on the scope of your work, is whether the California Seismic Code kicks into effect. So if you're doing a kitchen renovation, none of that is necessary. But if you're doing sufficient structural work where
I'm sure we are. This is a
right.
start over.
So that's where.
Go, Hannah! Nice! Nice job, Hannah!
The city.
Well, there's state building codes, right? Like if you build a house now, it has to meet certain seismic codes. But our house was 100 years old; it didn't meet any seismic codes. So even though it's all the renovation and there's sufficient work where everything had to meet the seismic codes, and that will require a lot of wall structural work if that is triggered at all.
It will be. I mean, we're talking about a basement that has to be dug out at least 3 feet.
Then
We're talking about an increase of a stone garage. We're talking about plumbing, everything being moved. We're talking about.
So again, I think it has to do with basically this. If you're talking about that structural component of it, then the difference is that the current seismic code, since they're so much higher now, that you're. Oh! Yes! Finally! Perfect. Lined it up. They've been waiting for that for the whole game. Haley. That's
This one, the midfield.
she's really good. That's Nina.
No, Haley.
Haley?
Which one is the number? I can never tell.
Go with ponytail.
4 and 6 from this distance. All the girls were
Go with ponytail's really good.
all the girls have
That's right.
Makes no sense.
There's no markings of the other.
Good job, Ella.
Exactly, you got it. He's a fast learner.
Nice, Ella.
And then how long did you move out for? A year? Yeah, you said 12 to 13 months. Over a year.
Anticipate also.
Longer?
Yeah, 20%. Everything's 20%.
You're lucky.
You're lucky.
Okay. And so you're saying the things you would have done differently would be one, select your contractor and kind of like Ooh.
We were in a bit of a rush because I was telling Ian it took us so long that and we didn't lock down
The date for the
well
final?
I should I was telling Ian that there's what's called a bid set that goes out to get so the contractors can look at, and it doesn't have every detail, right? Like it doesn't tell you blue paint, white paint, but that doesn't influence the cost.
Sure.
So, but the bid set influences the bid set, and the more detail you can have in the bid set.
That's coming from your architect.
Well, right, but with you, because the bid set is also
I want a color
determines.
bathtub model number 57.
Yeah, or I want this kind of level of finish in the bathrooms, the kitchen, or because that's
What do you mean
gonna,
by this kind of level? I
So
want this tile. I want this.
no. I mean, if they're the same price, it doesn't matter. But okay,
Okay.
but let's say you're putting in some kind of
Oh,
really
okay.
expensive.
I want a high end. Okay.
Or you have a tile that's going to take a lot of work.
Okay.
Like meaning like you have a
Yep.
little tiny tiles that's going to take them a lot
Mosaic
longer.
versus
Right,
okay,
versus
yep.
some big slab of rock.
Yep.
So because time impacts labor cost.
Yep.
So
Tiles turned out to be more expensive than
right.
Oh yeah, totally. I remember that.
So the level of detail is not if it's cost and labor equivalent, then it doesn't matter. But if you're going to change something, then they're going to. That's the point at which they. All right.